What's up everyone, Ryan from Oakland Ghosts, and today we're making a video checking out this little bad boy called the Bastl B Drum by Bastl. I didn't intend to make this video this week. I was just over on Perfect Circuit getting some basic synth maintenance things like patch cables, and got this super cool little brush that I could use to dust off all my gear. And as I was checking out, this little guy popped up, and it was only like $100. So this could be just a total toy and completely useless, but it looked pretty cool. It's a mini, and by mini, I mean you could see it's right next to the lemon drop, which is tiny. It's teeny, tiny, but it's a mini modular drum synth. There's no sequencer, so it's almost completely random. I think it's mostly going to be chaos. From what I could tell, most of the noises are pretty glitchy and industrial in the videos I've seen. I haven't listened myself yet. I literally just took it out of the package. This is it. It comes with this. It's either micro USB powered or battery powered. I have batteries in it actually, just because it weighs nothing, and without the weight of the batteries, it slides all over the place. All that came in the package was this little guy, and then we got some super cute tiny little patch cables that came with it. But yeah, I think today I'm not going to give an overview. This isn't a new piece of kit. It's been around for at least, I don't know, 3 years probably. It's new to me, but if you've watched my channel before, you know I don't typically buy the newest, latest, and greatest things. I like to stick with tried and true things. And this has been around for a while. So if you want to see what it does, I'm not going to give you an overview. It doesn't even come with instructions. It comes with like a little business card that links you to some instructions, but even the instructions don't tell you that much. It's kind of like fuck around and find out is kind of the whole vibe. But it is completely modular, so you don't get, it's on right now, it's doing something, but we don't get any sound unless we actually patch some stuff. So I'm just going to explore, see what it sounds like. I do have it running to the Deluge right now, and that's mostly just because it's close. For one, it's closer than my mixer, but also it'll give me access to something like a reverb or delay or some other effects if I just want to soften some of the sounds, and also a volume control, which this obviously doesn't have. All right, so to start, I'm going to do something very basic. It has a random pattern generator, but the LFO is also the clock. It's the same thing. So this is the tempo. I could either use a random generator, which does some weird stuff, or I can just go straight from the clock. I think I'm going to go straight from the clock to start. And I'm just going to patch it in to there. All right, looks like we're getting something. I'm probably clipping a little bit, so I'm going to turn down the volume on this audio track just a little bit. All right, I'm just going to start patching things around and seeing what we get. So this one's random. It's got pitch control of the drum you have selected. And then there's modulation sources as well, which we'll get into in just a sec when I just start playing. This is the decay. Okay, so this thing's pretty bonkers. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm just going to turn everything off again. So, from what I can understand, there's like 8 different forms of drum synthesis that you can do here. Wow, you can even get noises just turning it. That means it's super hot. That's kind of cool. And then the drum mod, basically, it modulates which ones it's choosing from. And then you can control the pitch of whatever drum you have selected. And same thing, this modulates the pitch. And then this is the tempo as well as an LFO. So for the clock, it's like a square. If you're using clock, it's just like a square LFO based on whatever the tempo is, which is triggering things. And then the LFO is a triangle LFO, which you can use to modulate some of the other things. You can sync it with other gear by coming in. So if I wanted to make a pattern that worked with something I was actually doing, I could do that. I mean, that's the most I understand. The decay is kind of weird. So the decay at the middle is the smallest. And then this is opening the decay if I go to clockwise. If I go counterclockwise, it's opening the decay, but also introducing some pitch variation, which is interesting. But let's see if we can just get something super basic to give us a starting point here. I'm just trying to understand this thing a little better. All right, simple kick. Little 4 on the floor, yeah. So you can see this way, if you go this way, it kind of opens up the pitch as well. So if you don't want any pitch mode. Start with that. Now I don't know what happens, so I'm kind of trying to figure out how to get another sound. So that's working. So now this is picking like a second song, a second. Boom. Got a little 4 on the floor. It's gonna add some randomness. Sick. Yeah, just a little bit of delay. I mean, that's kind of cool. I like it. Alright, let's mess with some pitch modulation, maybe with the LFO. I say it's pretty hard to get these little cables in. I like it. There is a tempo modulation too. I don't know. Let's see what happens when we mess with that a little, I guess. So when I just use the LFO, this is just changing the speed based on the LFO straight up. But let's see if we use the random pattern. Adds almost kind of a shuffle. I like this. This sounds pretty tight. Now I'm just adding some effects on the Deluge real quick. Decimating it a little bit. Maybe a little more delay. Playing with filter cutoff. Alright, that's just ridiculous. I'm just having fun over here. Okay. Another thing it's got, it has this little minus and plus. That's just voltage. And from what I understand, if I use the minus and I send that to the feed, what that's going to do is make it an 8-step pattern instead of a 16-step pattern. That kind of goes hard. I kind of like it. And then if I take it out, it'll go back to a 16-step pattern. And I think it's wherever you plug it in. So that's my 8-step plug. So it's on whatever beat I plug it in that it's going to create that pattern. And now if I go to plus voltage, if I add voltage to the random pattern, it's gonna just go completely random. I cannot get it in there. So it's just gonna keep going random. But when I pull it out, it's gonna be whatever that 16 bar randomness, it will be my new loop. Like that. That sounds wicked. Let's try some different sounds. Could be a pretty cool build. Right? Let's go negative. Cat caught in my hat. You know what? I'm trying to see what my use cases is for this yet. Like I said, it was really a spur of the moment buy. I don't really know what I'll do with it yet, but even right here, I could see that, one of the problems with the DFAM is it only has the 2 voices. But if I was doing, say, a kick and snare with the DFAM, then I could use this for hats right off the bat. Tighten up those hats a little bit. Right? So I could totally use this for like hats. I could definitely see it being used for lots of different like weird textures, just to kind of add something to an existing beat that I either build on the Deluge or the DFAM or wherever. I don't think it's as much of a toy as I thought it was. It's definitely toy-ish, but the sounds are kind of crazy, man. I could see sampling the heck out of this and building some interesting kits. I mean, that sounds like some awesome hats to me. If you just threw down a 4 on the floor kick on this, it sounds sick. Add a little more delay, let's see. I mean, that's pretty dope, just for hats. Alright. Well, I'm going to unplug everything. So, anyway, there you have it, guys. This is my fun little guy. I'm going to explore with this a little more and see what I could use it for. Like I said, it was totally a spur of the moment buy. This was not something that I planned on or expected to be getting. It just, it was there at the checkout and I couldn't resist and I had to try it. I'm going to do some more exploring. I'm sure it'll make an appearance in some of my tracks. I'm actually working on a weird song right now that's almost fully generative. And because this is also generative, I can kind of see where that might be perfect for this song. There you go. Go check it out. It's only like $100, so I don't know if it looks like something that might be useful to your setup. Go check it out. All right, guys. thanks for joining me once again. Thanks so much for all the support. We just crossed 1,000 subscribers, and that's a pretty cool milestone. I could play it cool and pretend it's not, but it's definitely pretty cool. Definitely hit that subscribe if you found this useful or interesting. I'm always posting new synth content, mostly around the creative process and whatever kind of gear I'm using to create it. And I post a lot of songs too, and I hope you like them. That's all I got. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Right out.